could dupe the squid stance, which would be interesting. Well, here we are. I already forgot that this was a thing. Unfortunately... I can't get into Zen because of how I was playing things, and that's sad, but acceptable. It's a lot of incoming threat. I kind of want to play the Mirror Guard now, but I could also just wait till next turn. I'm gonna hold on to the Mirror Guard, I guess. I also... yeah, I figured I might be drawing the reverb this turn, which is something. Okay, so we're getting rid of our not our Mirror Guard, our Echo Wall. But in exchange, we apply some more fatigue on them, which I don't hate. We also have a decent amount of delay block, which is cute. Unfortunately, you did not get foresighted. Alright, unfortunately I can't get into Zen because I'm very unreliable at doing so. If I could be getting into Zen every turn, this would be going a lot better because we'd be triggering the stupid sloth repeatedly. Which would, you know, be a thing that we in the biz would appreciate. Alright, taking some damage because that's what I do. Although, like, I've won the battle. It's annoying that the sloth triggers after I take the damage, but whatever, fine. Alright, let's pick up the Mind Blast. Ugh, and piranhas are the worst. And I kind of want that Yellowstone on something, though I couldn't tell you what. I should probably have the clear image in. Honestly, some vision's not bad. I'm just wary of taking something that's only delay block. The fast forward is sort of interesting, especially because I do generate more delay block thanks to the squid stance. But nonetheless, we're going to ignore it. On another note, I finished all elevated trees for Knock on the Coffin Lid. Now I can play for the story. Well, good on you, Ether. Well, annoyingly, I can't get in Zen. I probably should have waited on that. Oh well, it's what we did. At least these guys are somewhat susceptible to Echo Wall. That's something. And I still take damage, because I take damage on every goddamn fight. Yeah, reverb not terribly helpful now, kind of. It would apply some Shi. Which honestly might be all that I need in this instance. There we go. That's what I was hoping for. I already took some damage from that fight, and I would love to not take more. I mean, there's a number of decent options. Like, all the Shi stuff is a lot better once I'm getting the reverb working. Which, honestly, it's probably too early for me to be using the reverb. It's just not reliable. Block and delay block is pretty good. I mean, I'll take the timely maneuver and use that. I do like deflecting repetition, but it's a lot better if we have foreseen stuff, and I'm not doing so well on the foreseen. I probably should have the other clear image into... I don't know. The problem is it's an opener effect, and so if you're not drawing it for the opener, it gets wasted. Also, the iterations are a lot better if I have all the iterations in, because they get a bonus for playing multiple of them. Okay, I read that as Zug Zug and not Zigzag. Yeah, I do sort of do that on occasion. Having spent too much time playing Warcraft 3 once upon a time. I feel like you should put that Yellowstone on something. Like, maybe even the Mind Blast. The problem is I'd really like to put another Blackstone on the Mind Blast, but I'm not getting a Blackstone anytime soon. Alright, it's not the most impressive, but we're just going to do that now so that they just have one fatigue on them. Because that's fine. Yeah, I don't really need the Mirror Guard right now, as much as it's cute. It's not actually helpful to my needs. Alright, and then we get a decent amount of Shi on them. And this actually draws me a card. Unfortunately, the card it drew me is the one with an opener effect, which does not do a whole lot for me. I mean, it still does decent work. Unfortunately, they are threatening me for a lot. Yeah, this is bad. This is what we in the biz would call a concern, as I am nowhere close to victory. And I do draw a card if I hit Zen, but that's not super helpful at the moment. I do think I have to do that, basically. Though I don't think that's enough. Yep, and then I die. That's what I expected. Unfortunate. That suddenly went very badly. Well, let's try again. Try not to die. I think we might not do the Samsara deck this time. It's cool. I definitely didn't build it correctly. Like, I think I didn't need to be using the reverb yet. And Squid Stance was not doing great for me at the moment. I think I might still play the Samsara deck again. I think it's cool. Maybe I just play Mindfulness. We haven't played Mindfulness in a while. You were never happy with that run. I mean, it was exciting to get the reverb, but I didn't have enough Echo Wall generation for it to do anything. Stop it with all the dying. Hello, Giramoni. Hope you're doing alright today. Oh. Actually, I'll be back in 1 second. And then we'll continue the run. Alright, I'm back. Okay. Maybe we do Mindfulness. I haven't done Mindfulness in quite a while. The problem is that at higher difficulties, Future Strike does tend to feel a lot better since it scales much, much faster. So it can be a real struggle to kill everything with a She-focused build. Nonetheless, let's do it. We haven't did that in a while. And it's not like it's impossible to win with or anything. The Mind Blast is good. The Shield Wall is good. Vision, Foresight, and Loop. It's alright. It's a bit of a weird card. The Purge, Loop, and Chain is kind of nice because it means that you can eat it for energy while still having it contribute to your chain. Which I kind of like. Wave of Focus is not terrible here. Trance is also not terrible. Yeah, I'll take Wave of Focus, I guess. Good Karma. If you end your turn in Zen, enter Zen at the start of your next turn. Interesting. I don't know how much I care about that, but it's not bad. And it's probably worth just taking regardless. Like, whether we end in Zen every turn or not, it still is just a useful tool. I don't know. It's probably worth taking, is ultimately what I'm trying to say. Charge Block might be okay. Probably not a thing we're going to take. Exit of the Past is interesting. Might be worth using. Don't know. Kind of like the Vision. Calm is okay. I do like Foresight. I don't build into it nearly that often. Maybe that's a mistake. Block, delay block, follow up, apply vulnerable. And it does come with a Yellowstone. Might be worth it. Isn't that kind of amazing? Turn 1 Zen card play into 5 card plays, potentially every turn. Yes and no. It's just that it probably is not going to be carried over turn after turn. And also, there are plenty of decks where you're going to be getting through all of your Zen card plays at the end of the turn. And so using a buff like that means that you are limiting how you are limiting yourself on your potential card plays. And so unless you have a bunch of cards with synergies for being in Zen or artifacts, then it is not necessarily doing a ton for you. Plus, you also have to be playing it, early on into the fight, which means you're investing 2 energy into it. And then also probably investing a greenstone. Like, it is good. I'm just not certain it's going to be as amazing as it looks like it might be. Is all I'm trying to caution. Let's drop a stability for a Mind Blast. Let's drop a stability for a Wave of Focus. Let's put the Shield Wall in. Instead of that, the Fast Forward can stay. Force She 3 times, Desync, Follow Up, Rage, Exit Zen, Reset Chain. Don't think I want that. I once again forget if Rage applies to She or not. I think it doesn't, but I routinely cannot hold this piece of information in my brain. Well, sorry, Pivot, but we're probably not going to get you. I think the correct play here is that we go from the Dark Idol up into the Shrine, or we just don't collect the rare from the Dark Idol. But having Voids in the deck with Enlightened is pretty bad. And that would skip the Elite, though, which makes me so sad to do. But that might... that is the correct play, because otherwise we go into fighting an Elite with 3 Voids in our deck, which is probably incorrect. Also, I'm not getting, any potions on this route, I think, which is bad. Anyways, the abilities are nice because they do have Opener Ghost, which is pretty cool. Also, what's our spell? Vision and Rage. Alright, I'm going to assume that the Rage does apply to She. Yeah, it definitely does. Okay. Good to know. I did not need to play both of those. I only needed 5 delay block for this turn. Well, here we are. Ta-da! It didn't end up mattering, because that was an easy fight for us. Because this is not the part where I expect the She focus to suffer. And realistically, the probably better way for us to play would be to at least hybrid in some Future Strike. But I don't like making hybrid decks. I like going all in on one thing. We are almost certainly just going to take the Sugar Rush. Start all fights with +2 energy. If we're trying to use good karma, having just 2 extra energy to use that turn 1 is pretty good. Each time an enemy dies, overcharge and block. Yeah, we'll take this. And even if not for the good karma, it still is just 2 free energy that carries over turn to turn if we don't use it. It's not bad. Vision 5 and Foresight 2. I mean, we'll take that. I don't know how much we're going to use it. It's an interesting card. We're going to start by upgrading the Mind Blast, and then there's a bunch of other things I want to upgrade here too, but the Mind Blast is a lot worse if it can't contribute to the chain. Unfortunately, that basically is wasted energy because I already was at 5. But I can't hurt him until... I can't until we're at lower cards in hand, basically. So, that's what we're doing. I suppose I probably could have generated the She still. I actually probably should have put the shield wall there. I wasn't thinking about it. Yeah, that was maybe a mistake. I really wanted to get into Zen, but now we have like no block on a turn where we're suffering 18 threat. I really should have grabbed the shield wall. Well, fuck. And then the void still fucks with me. Okay, at least the She can still go on. Yeah, and then I just suffer a bunch of damage. I definitely misplayed. And this is sort of what I was talking about, where it can be difficult to finish out a fight with She against tougher enemies. Which unfortunately is basically everything we're going to be doing from here on out. Actually didn't mean to commit to that. Alright, we just need to hit him with a little bit more She, so... There we go. At least She bypasses the invulnerable, which I should have been paying more attention to earlier on. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna upgrade the circular logic and try playing it. We'll see how that does for me. Also, putting a Yellowstone on like a stability is not bad. Since it copies itself, it does copy the stone as well. Which is not bad. Yeah, we're gonna do that. I just don't have any better options for that at the moment, and I do need the help. Treasure Goblin. Alright. So let's save this deck, and then... let's just go for more damage. I may still take some damage thanks to the eroding sanity. Which is the thing that increases my my damage. It gives me damage every turn after a couple turns in battle. Okay, so we get some energy from that, and it increases my chain, which is cute. And we only have a couple more turns to kill him, but we at least have a lot going on right here. I guess we'll put that on top. Doesn't really matter what we do there. They're basically all 0 cost. Suppose I didn't really need to do it that way. Either way, we should be fine. Didn't really want to draw you, but okay. Ends up not mattering. We get there, we didn't take any damage, we killed the treasure goblin. Look at us go. Absolutely incredible. Also, my deck looks weird because it's not how the deck is actually supposed to be at the moment. Should upgrade the shield wall. And maybe we should do some of the attacks or something. And before I forget, let's reload. Which doesn't quite load properly because it doesn't see the upgraded shield wall and the unupgraded shield wall is the same card. So it thinks that we're a card low. First 3 turns of battle, enters enemy hit, chain 2 instead of 3. Yep, we'll take that. It's pretty good for us. We're immediately going to remove that, even though I wish I didn't have to, but it is useful for me. And it's the corpse mound. I'm going to use the rage potion as much as I don't want to. This guy is going to be hard enough for me to kill. First time each enemy suffers fatigue, they suffer 1 more. Start of each turn, 1 ability chain. We're going to take the Smoky Sensor. Just because building up fatigue faster is better. And then we're in Zen already. Alright, now he has 2 fatigue on, which as a reminder means that since we're using She primarily, so Future Strike, for every fatigue that's on them, when you apply Future Strike, you get an additional stack of that Future Strike. So if you're hitting them for 4 Future Strike 1 times, since we have 2 fatigue on, it would be 12 Future Strike instead of 4. Or if you had 4 Future Strike 3 times, it would be, in this case, again, with 2 fatigue, it would be 5 times instead of the 3 times. With She, every time we're applying She, it gives us an additional amount of She equal to the fatigue. So this applies 3 She, and it looks higher than that because it's the rage. But normally it would be just a little bit of extra. But anyways, that's the story. Yeah, that's the only way I'm blocking enough, so we do that. And then we no longer get the bonus from the rice ball. And unfortunately, we can't get into Zen this turn, which is a concern. That's not a great looking turn. I feel like maybe I should be using the Patience Potion, because it's just hard for me to kill anything. I'm not going to, but I am likely going to regret it. I already kind of forgot to do this. Oh well. Alright, so I get a little bit of extra block because that eats my delay block. Turning it into block for this turn at the expense of next turn's block, which is fine. It's something.